hate to see it. You hate to hear about it. Yo, what's in my what pack? For the pack right here. And today in this video, man, I'm gonna be talking about something that I ain't really want to talk about, but I feel like I gotta say something. You know what I'm saying? So, about a week ago, there was a story going on the internet of this little boy, this little 5-year-old boy, who got shot in the head by this black dude when he was riding his bike, right? And it just it just recently got covered by, all of the mainstream news, right? By all the mainstream news sites, right? And I was all like, initially when I heard about it, I was like, yo, that's messed up. Who would go out of their way? Who would kill a child, right? I was like, yo, that's messed up. But I don't really feel comfortable talking about it, right? So now the more that I hear about it, I feel like I should talk about it, even though it made me uncomfortable because I didn't want to talk about a kid getting killed, right? But I feel like I gotta say something, right? Because it's just been on my mind a lot, right? So apparently, this 25-year-old black nigga, um, he just went up to this 5-year-old boy named Cannon Hinton. He went up to this 5-year-old boy. He was just riding his bike throughout the neighborhood, right? And just shot him in the head for no reason. We don't got no reason for it. Well, obviously, there's no reason for going up to a child and just shooting him in the head. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care what I don't know if you hearing voices in your head, nigga. I don't know if you thinking you Randy Orton. I don't care what's going on in your life. Nothing justifies going up to a child and shooting them in the head. I don't care what. I don't know if you snapped, but nothing justifies that. So I don't want to hear it, right? But this 25-year-old nigga shot a 5-year-old boy named Cannon in the head. No reason. No reason. Like I said, there is no real reason, but we don't have no kind of details as to why the nigga did what he did. And apparently, this dude he knew the family for like 8 years, and according to the dad, the nigga had like dinner with them, like the night before he went and shot Cannon in the head. He had dinner with him. I don't. First of all, I don't understand. How are you gonna have, bro? The more that I think about it, it's just how are you gonna have dinner with somebody and then the very next day go and kill their child, especially when you knew them for years, especially when you had a somewhat decent relationship with the family. What's going on in your head, son? What's wrong with? Yo, what's messed up is the family was in the news, the dad was on the news, and it was all like nobody should ever have to hold their son with a gunshot wound in their head. And I'm like, yo, I have a son. My son's 4. All right. And I couldn't possibly imagine what it would be like holding my little boy in my arms with a gunshot wound in his head. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want that image. So that it's just the fact that somebody had to go through that. It's real unfortunate, man. It's real tragic. There's no excuse. There's no justification. Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. Like, and I know just with every sort of mess up situation, there's always some people, there's always some group of people that are going to defend the the clear lunatic in the situation. There's always some group of people that's going to defend the psychopath, and some people are defending this nigga, right? Some people are defending them. I'm not gonna say I'm not. Well, they're not necessarily. Well, yeah, they are kind of defending him because they'd be like, "Oh, nobody." I heard some people. I saw some people say, "Oh, nobody cares about the little white boy," and then nobody cares about him. Oh, he just got shot in his little privilege right here. Nobody care, saying stuff like that. And I'm like, "Yo, bro, what is wrong with y'all? How can you not care? It doesn't, bro. If the roles were reversed, right? If the dude was white and the little boy was black, it would have blown up. It would have blown up. It would have been on the news immediately. Why is this situation any different? Now, I was never for one. I was never the one to go around shouting Black Lives Matter, right? And if anything, I was the one to be like, oh, all lives matter. But this situation right here, it clearly shows that not all lives matter. At least not to everybody. All lives don't matter to everybody. And after being on the internet for a few hours and seeing what people were saying, seeing some of the negative things people were saying, this clearly shows that not all lives matter to people. Because if the roles were reversed 100%, it would have blown up. It's a real unfortunate situation, man. A family had to bury their 5-year-old son. Nobody should have to go through that. Just imagine the fear that little boy had when this random nigga just walked up to him. Well, not even random. He probably knew him. When this nigga just walked up to him and pointing the gun at his head, and within seconds shot him. Apparently, the nigga was arrested like a day after it happens. Some people say he needs to be put on the electric chair. He needs a death penalty, and I agree. 100% the nigga should die. I don't care. That may sound cold-hearted, but I don't care. 100% the nigga should die. I don't care what kind of issue he comes up with. There's no excuse. I don't care if he's all like, I don't care if he's a mental. I don't care. People always want to use that as an excuse. That doesn't justify. People always want to use some kind of mental illness as an excuse. That doesn't justify what happened. I'm tired of hearing that. I don't care if he's mental. I don't care if he has some kind of issue in his head. I don't care if the nigga's hearing voices like he's Randy Orton or something. I haven't heard anything else. As far as I know, the nigga's just in jail. I personally think he needs a death penalty. Some people are saying that he shouldn't get the death penalty because he wouldn't have the opportunity to know God. And I'm like, bruh, God may be forgiving, but I am not. If that was my son, I 100% I want the nigga to die too, like straight up. But I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. And something else that I want to talk about. In what happened with Ken and Hinnant, there were some people also posting about this little girl named Emily Jones, I believe. There was a situation in the UK in Manchester where on Mother's Day, where this little girl and her family was at a park, and the little girl, I believe, was riding her bike around. Emily was riding her bike around, and this random 30-year-old woman who was sitting on a bench by herself just walked up and started stabbing Emily in the neck, practically decapitated her. All right, and the little girl died on the spot. People were also talking about that, or rather, she died in the hospital. And people were talking about that, how there was no news coverage on that, right? And the woman who was responsible for that, she was locked up in a mental hospital. See, they always want pull the mental card. I don't care what's going on, and that's not an excuse. Kill these niggas or just lock them up. Nobody, their mental, their, as far as I'm concerned, their mindset don't matter. It really doesn't. Because at the end of the day, you still got control over your actions, bro. I don't know, man. That's it. That's all I gotta say, man. Heart goes out to these kids' families. You know what I'm saying? Losing a child isn't exactly something you can get over. I'm not gonna lie and say know what that's like. I'm not gonna lie and say I know what that's like, and honestly, I hope I never do find out what that's like. But heart goes out to them. I hope that y'all somehow are able to move on. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but that's it. Peace out, my wolf pack. Your alpha has spoken.